The night she started bleeding, I thought I was losing them both, my wife and our child. She screamed from the passenger seat, clutching her stomach, red blooming through her white dress. I blew through red lights, swerving across lanes, desperate. The hospital doors swallowed us in fluorescent light. Nurses shouting, wheels rattling, orders echoing through chaos. Everything blurred together until the doctor appeared. His face changed the air. It wasn't panic. It was recognition. He froze, eyes flicking between her chart, her face, and then mine. He called for 2 more doctors. They gathered close, whispering fast, urgent words that weren't meant for me. Finally, one stepped out and pulled me aside. "Sir," he began, lowering his voice, "we need to ask you something." "What is it?" I asked. He hesitated. "Did your wife mention anything unusual lately?" The question sliced deeper than any scream could. My chest went cold. "What's wrong?" I demanded, but he didn't answer. He just stared at me like he already knew the truth, and I was the only one still in the dark. She survived. The baby didn't. They called it placental abruption. Sudden, tragic, unpredictable. But that doctor's face wouldn't leave me. The way he avoided my eyes. The whisper to the nurse before handing me the paperwork. Grief mixed with something sharper. Doubt. When I asked to see the full records, the nurse hesitated before printing them. I scanned the pages. Strange names, unfamiliar notes, until one line caught me. Underlined twice. Inconsistent paternal markers. At first, I convinced myself it was nothing, medical jargon, maybe a mistake. But deep down, a cruel, quiet voice had already begun counting backward. I thought about her late nights at work. The urgent business trips. The new password on her phone. The way she'd flinch when I tried to hold her those last few months, blaming it on exhaustion. Now I saw it for what it was. Every excuse. Every soft apology. None of it was fatigue. It was cover. Grief, I learned, is a perfect disguise. No one questions a man who's just buried his child. They leave him alone. So I used that silence. I requested every lab result, every scan. I went to the hospital's data office under the pretense of understanding what went wrong. The clerk, kind, trusting, handed me everything. Then I sent a private lab my own samples. Her toothbrush, her hair, and from the autopsy, a small tissue sample from the baby. While I waited for the results, I watched her. She cried often, but her sorrow felt practiced, like she was performing what grief was supposed to look like. At night, she'd stare at the wall, her breathing shallow, restless. Guilt has its own rhythm, and I could hear it. One evening, her phone lit up while she was in the shower. A message from someone saved as M. "You can't ignore me forever. We need to talk." I didn't respond. I didn't confront her. I waited. The next day, she said she was going to the cemetery. She didn't bring flowers. She didn't bring her phone. But when she came home, she smelled like cologne that wasn't mine. The DNA results arrived on a Monday morning. I didn't open them right away. I made coffee, watched the world outside the window blur. Then I tore it open. The report was sterile, just charts, numbers, statistics. Probability of paternity, 0%. No room for doubt. No margin for error. I read it twice, 3 times. My heartbeat stayed even. My mind was quiet. The storm had already passed. That night, when she came home, I placed the envelope on the table. She froze. "What's this?" "Proof," I said. Her lips trembled. "You don't understand." "I understand perfectly." She reached for the envelope. I stopped her hand. I already read it. Her eyes filled. "Please," she whispered. "It wasn't supposed to happen this way. It never is." I didn't yell. I didn't ask who. I just listened as she poured it all out. Confessions disguised as explanations. The affair, the denial, the panic when she realized she was pregnant. The hope I'd never question her story. Her tears were real, but not for me. They were for herself, for the life she'd destroyed. When she finally fell silent, I stood, walked to the door, and handed her the hospital's stillbirth certificate. "Keep it," I said. It's the only thing that ever truly belonged to both of you. She broke then, sobbing, collapsing into the chair, begging for forgiveness I didn't have left to give. I walked out calm. Behind me, she called my name like a prayer to a God she'd stopped believing in long ago. I didn't go home that night. I drove aimlessly until the city lights melted into colorless streaks. The grief was gone. The rage, too. Only the truth remained, cold, perfect, absolute. By morning, I called my lawyer. "Start the process," I said. He paused. "May I ask why?" I looked at the pale sunrise breaking through the windshield and answered. She lost something that was never mine to lose. For the first time in months, I felt nothing. Absolutely nothing.